Hi YouTube, it's Beck here from Curated. I have been meaning to make a video for a long time. It's late at night here. I have just finished putting together all the things that I need to load into the car to go and bump in to the Sydney Craft and Quilt Fair tomorrow. And I'm going to turn you around and show you what our living room looks like, and it's horrendous. Like, Otto the other day, I asked him if he could come and help me bring some stuff in from the shop, and he started crying and said, we can't have more stuff in our house because we've got stuff for the shop, like the new shop space, which people are wondering how that's going. It's, you know, it still hasn't got its DA development approval. It's trying to get the flooring in there so that the flooring can season in the space that it's going to go into. Like, it's a lot. Would I do it again? Not at the moment. Let's see how I feel when that space is ready. I mean, it is going to be amazing. I love the space, but actually, I might insert a video right here of Otto kind of showing you around the space. But anyway, now I'm going to turn you around and show you what my living room looks like. So when people ask me how the shop's coming along, this is where we're at, right, Otto?
Yep.
We've taken possession, and we're hoping the flooring will be going down shortly, or in the next couple of weeks. But so nothing's happening. It is happening, but not fast. So these are props, a couple of little things I need to drop to the shop tomorrow. Emily's in the shop tomorrow, so it's open. These are just like, it's my trolley to do thing. My bump in is my, what is that, a fluoro vest to do bumping in. Ladder for quilts, all those kind of things. I've got some more tables I need to take down. And then over here, this is the tower of new fabric, mostly bundles, lots of petit pan, fat quarters at the top, taking lollies, what's underneath? Oh, little kits in that one down there. Threads, you can see some Japanese fat eights, that kind of thing. So, you know, just quite a lot of stuff. And then this is all the vintage stuff. So there's, you know, tablecloths and quilt tops and kits and bits of cutter quilts and vintage fabric, fat 16ths there, and just, you know, all the things. And then on a table, so I've been eating at the kitchen for a couple of days. Look, my husband got me Pop-Tarts because I've been feeling a little bit overwhelmed for when I'm in Sydney in case I need a Pop-Tart. And patterns and templates and a little bit of notions. I'm not taking a lot. I know there'll be a lot available from other people, just my very favorite things. And unfortunately at the moment, the Metla thread and also the bohin needles I prefer, I like, are not readily available. So I've got a bit, but not, I fully expect that's gonna sell out. My patterns, so this is it. This is what I've got to fit into the car. I either feel like, there's no in between at the moment. I feel like either, and look, smoked oysters and chips and Kit Kats, that's for Lucy and I. And Sarah from Roxy Creations is joining me at the shop on Wednesday, which I'm super excited about, to get our energy up in case we need energy while we're there. Sorry, what I was saying is, and there's towels drying in the background, is that either I've got an awful lot of stuff, like it's a lot of packaging up of stuff, or, you know, not enough. I don't feel like there'll be the right amount. So let's see how we go. I'll come back and tell you about it. And then, what else was I going to say? I was just going to say one thing then. I don't know. Anyway, that's where we're at. I'll see you tomorrow for Bump In. I'm petrified of bump in. Sorry, I thought I'd just say the reason I'm looking like this is because I'm exhausted, absolutely exhausted. Sean, my husband, said to me, like, he really encouraged me to do, just going to prop you up here so that you're not all kind of moving everywhere. He really encouraged me to do something like this because I don't spend any money on advertising, and, you know, he kind of convinced me that this might be a good thing to do, and it probably will be a really good thing to do. Just at the moment, I'm exhausted. But he said to me on the weekend, oh, I just didn't realise the physicality of what you do. Like, because he's watched me package so much stuff. I can't remember the last time I didn't spend just most of the day, like 12 hours, packaging up stuff at home, day in, day out, when I haven't been at the shop myself. So I haven't really had much time off in a little bit, but it is coming up on the school holidays, and I'm going down to Melbourne with the fam, or some of the fam, to visit my mum. So that will be kind of lovely and heartbreaking all in one. But I'm looking forward to seeing my dad and seeing how he's going, and, you know, seeing all our extended family, because all our family's in Melbourne. But anyway, Sean was saying to me the physicality of this job, like of getting ready for this kind of thing, because, you know, all he's really attended of this kind of thing would be like a professional services kind of conference where you just kind of turn up and maybe talk to some people, and you might hand out some brochures, but it's not kind of getting all the product ready. Anyway, hopefully if you come to the Sydney Craft Fair, I'll be looking a little bit better than this. I was meant to get my hair done this week, and I cancelled my appointment because I just didn't have time for it. So it's 10 to 10 on Wednesday morning. I wanted to set off at least an hour earlier than this, but it has been raining cats and dogs. It's still wet. It's a little bit less wet. This is how I'm driving. Everything except the ladder fitted in the car. So I'm super annoyed because I wanted to display vintage textiles on the ladder. So I don't know what I'll do there. But, you know, I'm in the car. There was some major kind of problems from my husband about what was going on, and like, why was this the plan? Got to drive a couple of hours to Sydney now. So I'm in the car park. I'm bumped in. Like, in terms of I've dumped all my stuff in there. It doesn't all fit. I'm not sure what to do about that. I'm next to, I told you, I think I've mentioned before, Miss Leela, or the Maker Stash, I think she goes by now. And she helped me out with a couple of things. Just dumped my car, and I am heading back to set up. It's gone smoother and rougher than I thought so far. So I have managed to kind of set up. It's not the best. So over in this corner, we've got like some vintage tablecloths and stuff. I've got lots more, but I haven't been able to get them out. I've got petite pan colour bundles, or bundles of fabric curated. Fabric lollies, little kits I've put together, so Hexy Betsy, and also just like scrappy little bits and pieces, some vintage scrappy packs, lots of zipper charms. These are all new ones, or aren't online at the moment. They're really cute. like Hello Kitties and a Mickey with a balloon, which just is the best. So some threads, some vintage bits and pieces, Liberty lollies, which I've managed to lose the sign for, so that was great. Put that in the right way. Like vintage items, like doilies, etc, etc, and then some vintage packs here. Vintage fat 16ths, and then the quilt bundles over here. So I've got quilt bundles for Orla, for that's the 1930s, that's the 1930s one, and then I've got It's a Lot, I've got kitchen sink, which is just this one, and I've got some Gosling, and I've also got some Betsy Sawtooth Star, and that's up on the wall there, and Gosling's up here. So look, please come and see me. I'm exhausted. Now look, here's Sarah, who's helping me from Roxy Creations today. So come and see me today. Actually, you'll be seeing this after, because I don't know how to upload properly. I need my husband. But here's my little stall, and we're quite close to the entrance. So you come in down here. And here's Leela, who's my friend, and she convinced me to do this. I'm currently not loving that, Leela. But hopefully after today. So Leela does, and I mentioned that we were doing it together, she does a whole heap of beautiful EPP. And if I ever share a picture of kind of a wall in my sewing area, I have one of her stars on display there. People have asked about it, and I try and tag her when I show that. She's got lots of lovely fabrics, and she's currently an online store, but come and support her because she wants to open a physical store as well. Yes, so come and support her. And I definitely subscribe to the more is more, like the more shops there are for people to come and choose beautiful things from, the better for us all. So I'd love Leela to have a physical store. She's in the Blue Mountains, so her shop would probably be there. And then this is me. She's brought me a chair today because we thought that chairs were included. So Sarah and I are going to be fighting over the chairs. And then there's all sorts of lovely stalls, which I haven't even got a chance to have a look at yet. But I am across from a beautiful Shishiko. Oh, it's East meets West. There we go. No, BB Bold's up there. So I'm just down from BB Bold up there, and then East meets West. So if you're into Shishiko, there's beautiful Shishiko as well. There looks like there's just beautiful things. So sorry I'm not a great vlogger. I'm doing my best. Okay, so we're about to open. Look, there's a queue. Can you believe it, Sarah? They're all for you.
There's a queue.
It's the end of day one. It was a great day. It was exhausting. I got to meet lots of lovely people that I knew from online. I'm going to call out Kay here, who came to say hello. Melinda. I've forgotten everybody's names. I'm terrible with names. I had Sarah helping me today. So Sarah from the Roxy Sisters. Hi, Sarah. She was amazing. She was such fun to have. She was actually really, really good at retail, like perhaps better than me. I didn't get to have much of a look around the market. I do think that I thought the vintage would go a lot quicker. So the things that surprised me. Bits and pieces of vintage sold. And what else? Oh, I thought the quilt bundles would sell quicker as well. But because if I put them online, especially like I've got a couple of Gosling ones and I've got a kitchen sink one with some beautiful vintage fabrics in there. But so if I put those online, they tend to sell really quickly. So either people at the quilt show aren't looking for a whole bundle, or money's tight. I'm not sure. One thing that really surprised me was people's appetites for zipper charms. Like, I had some cute ones, to be fair. They were really cute, but they just sold like hotcakes. And at the start, I was like, oh my goodness, is all, like, of all the stuff I brought, is what's going to sell zipper charms? But no, people are loving to choose individual bits and pieces, really. So maybe that's what's going to sell. I haven't looked around the rest of the quilt show. It was too busy today, and I was with Sarah, and that was really lovely. Lucy's coming down tomorrow to help me, and she's here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which is fantastic. Poor Em, I dropped into the shop on Tuesday on the way down to Sydney, and she was just wanting to confirm how we cut something, and I showed her, and when I used her rotary cutter, I said, you need a new blade on your rotary cutter. And then later that day, I heard that she was having some stitches to one of her fingers, and Lucy had come in to take over the shop because she'd cut herself with the fresh rotary cutter blade, and I just felt awful. And she's all good, which is great, and she was such a good sport about it all, but I just felt terrible. And you know, it was one of those things while you're away from the shop, that's of course what happens. Anyway, what else do I have to report? I'm not sure. Will anybody actually be interested in what's going on? Oh, I had quite a few comments from people that they'd like to see a little bit more of Otto, and he was quite thrilled to hear about that tonight when I spoke to him. So I'm staying down in Sydney. I'm in an apartment in town, like in Darling Harbour. You can see some of the town behind me. I did get lost walking like 500 metres from the ICC back this evening. I think that's more a sign of how exhausted I am. And a couple, like my husband and Otto, are coming down on maybe Friday night or at least Saturday morning. So we're here till Sunday. So have a little night in the city kind of excursion. But look, first thoughts, a lot of work, just a lot of work. Lots of people said that they thought the quilt show or the craft and quilt fair would be bigger. So given that I haven't looked around and I haven't looked at the quilts or anything like that yet, I'm not sure really what to say about that. It was interesting to meet quite a few people from Newcastle that didn't know my shop existed, which I guess is exactly what, like, you know, part of it is, you know, an advertise, like, you know, getting your name out there kind of thing. Sorry, pop back on to say that I think one thing that maybe inhibited vintage, although I'm not really sure, is that the sewing basket, which is an op shop that sells sewing things, was, and it's for a great cause, had a stall there, and some people got some, like a couple of people came and they showed me what they'd got from there, and they'd got some really great stuff. So op shops in general, I am finding are really expensive. So op shops in Australia are like thrift stores in America, and maybe charity shops in the UK, but they are getting really expensive in Australia. Like there's one, I don't know, 2 doors away from my shop in Newcastle, and I sell some vintage bits and pieces in my shop, and they're cheaper than in the op shop. And like people come in all the time and tell me that. But the doilies in op shops are expensive. So often they'll be cheaper in vintage shops or little antique shops than they are in op shops. Sorry, I'm so tired. And then, so I think maybe some people bought vintage from the sewing basket, but the sewing basket is really good value. So they're not an op shop that has gone crazy expensive. They have really good stuff at really good prices. But there was another shop selling vintage things, and they had their stuff kind of displayed differently. They had a big suitcase full of things, and you could just kind of rummage through it, whereas I had mine all packaged up because I thought that was the easiest for pricing it. And Sarah from Roxy Creations had a little look at it and told me she was quite shocked at how high the prices were. And it was, that little shop was kind of between my shop and the bathroom. So I had a very quick look, and there were a couple of ladies going kind of crazy for it, like rummaging through and grabbing lots and lots of things. But it seemed crazy expensive, like little doilies that, you know, like the ones about so size. I would sell those for $4 or so, and theirs were marked at $10 or $15. So maybe they just didn't see like my vintage things. Oh, thank you to whoever just made an order online. But maybe, I don't know. Look, don't know. Anyway, they're my thoughts about the Sydney Craft and Quilt Fair, July 2024. Like, exhausted, tired, have had some delicious dinner, have already got into my pajamas, need to clean my face, and I'm going to go to bed soon. I'm going to try and get a better video of the shop for you tomorrow. Okay. Day 2, here we come. I am still tired. I slept 11 hours last night. That's unheard of for me. So let's see how we go. Hopefully it's a good day. Lucy's down to help me today, so I'm really looking forward to her help. So I managed to forget my cash, so I've had to go back home. I'm racing back to the convention or the fair. It's about to start in 5 minutes. There's a queue down here, there's a queue upstairs. So let's see how we go. So it is it's 2:30 on Friday afternoon. So we're nearly through the 3rd day. What I can say so far is that my feet hurt, my knees hurt. I got a cramp in my thigh. Lucy, it's not just me. Lucy says she's sore as well. Today has been a little bit quieter, but still good. First day was really busy. Second day was busy-ish. And different days, different things seem to have sold better. Today we've done more kits. Anyway, I'm going to turn you around and show you what the store's looking like now. So the lighting is terrible in here, but we've got some vintage textiles here. We've got petit pan, we've got wool felt. I will put the wool felt up online when I get back to the shop. It's a lot. Orla. And I've just discovered somebody else has recently called a quilt Orla, which I think is a little rude actually, to be fair. Like, my quilt is out there. It's been made quite a lot. It's got a name. Anyway, there's Betsy Sawtooth, and there's my Gosling quilt down there. I also brought in this one, which I'm naming Sunshine, which was previously April and Otto. Vintage textiles, sorry. Got Edie down here. Lots of little kits still. Big seller has been those zipper charms. Seriously, they have just gone crazy. Lots of vintage textiles sold. Lucy, not up a ladder. Lucy on her feet, exhausted on her feet, not climbing out of a table. There we go, that's what we're up to. And then if you look around, it gets quieter in the afternoon. It's very busy in the morning. Last day, half an hour to go until I'm arriving half an hour early. The last day of Sydney Craft and Quilt Fair. And these people are overseas, these people are in Australia. Into here, and
He works hard and I'm
There's an Asian here, just stores and there's a bookstore here, go this way, and here is my store, and it looks like Lucy is already here, raring to go. So let's do this. Last day. Hey, Lucy. Lucy, you're still in full view, just the back of you now. So it is nearly 1 last day. Starting to quieten down a bit. It's been a much quieter day for us today, but you know, all good. Our feet are killing.
Climbing up ladders.
So there are my vintage samples back there, but we've still got lots and lots of stock. To be fair, we don't have very many lollies left. They were in this massive basket here, and now they're in a little bowl. The zipper charms, they were the standout success. Vintage yo-yos gone really well as well. Lots of the scrappy packs. Interestingly, still lots of quilt bundles available, so I think we'll put those online when we get sorted back in Newcastle. So, because normally they sell very quickly. Anyway, Lila's doing good trade over there at the second. 3 hours, Lucy, can we do it?